Thank you very much, Jackie. This is a moment of truth in some ways, because we are talking about raising pigs' rights. As Jackie said, human beings have rights, animals have rights, pigs have rights. But the conversation today is not so much about rights, it's about raising awareness that we can do even better, because by doing what we should be doing for pigs, we're actually doing it in our own interests. Because the truth of the matter is, if you do the right thing to animals such as pigs, you raise them in the right conditions, one of which will be to allow them to scavenge, which is something they will do naturally, which also requires you to put them in the right kind of environment for them to grow in, and that includes having grass to lay down and just get into the dirty water, do their maneuverings, and then have the piglets suckle from the mother naturally without restricting them. All of that will make the pigs happier, them being raised in a healthier way, and then obviously whatever you do to them for your own benefit then benefits you even more. So what we are doing is actually a reflection of a decision made by the management and board of World Animal Protection, that in the month of April, all across our offices around the world will be observing a moment for pigs, so which we call a milestone moment. And here in Kenya, what we've done as a build-up to this day is to organize an art event where young people have been able to express very clearly the kind of messages that I've been talking about with relation to pigs, or in relation to pigs. So we've been having an art exhibition within the premise of the Kenya National Theatre, and we are very pleased and happy that young people have been part and parcel of this process. I am sure today here with us, young people are still available on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram, actually driving traffic to our platform so that the world out there is able to see and appreciate that what we're trying to do is actually in our interest, even as we do it in the interest of animals. So the Africa program, which I lead, and my team, we are proud that this is happening. We are putting pigs on the agenda. This is novelty. Things that we take for granted should not be, because our lives depend upon the very animals that we do so much injustice. So whether we are aware of what we do or not should not be an excuse. So we hope that moving forward from this live event, we will be in a different place, because Africa itself is moving on. One of the things that we must be aware of is Africa's population is estimated at 1 billion at the moment. In 2050, it is projected to double to 2 billion. And alongside that doubling, the thing that is interesting also is food requirements will also be affected. The kinds of production systems will also be affected. And ultimately, what we do to these animals will be affected. So that consciousness is very important that we are aware of, and we become part and parcel of the change that we need to be. It's all about behavior change. It's all about awareness. It's all about our commitments. My last point to all of you is that what we are doing is also affecting things that are happening at the very highest level of this continent. Very recently, the heads of states of Africa, about 54, 55 countries, as you know, gathered together in Addis Ababa, and for the first time, they have endorsed the first animal welfare strategy for Africa. That's a big step. When you talk about animal welfare, it used to be a foreign or Western idea. But the truth of the matter is our animals have been with us for the last number of centuries on this continent. We know we love our animals, but we probably have not thought about it in the way that the Western world had thought about it. So what we are doing at World Animal Protection, alongside initiatives like this, is to raise consciousness, is to raise awareness, is to work with government, to work with academia, and to work with young people. We are very hopeful, we are convinced, and we owe no apology to anyone for the position we have taken. Because if you treat pigs right, if you raise pigs right, you're actually doing it in your own interest. So thank you very much. I wish all of us a very good engagement, and I hope you take the message out there, even as I hand back to Jackie.